Welcome back. All right, quick news of the day video to close out today. A busy day around the National Hockey League, of course, and it continues, including more tryouts that have been signed. And don't be surprised if more tryouts are signed as we get into camp this week. But starting with a team that's got a couple of guys who right now are not there. They're not officially holdouts. But Trevor Zegras, Jamie Drysdale, apparently no deal is imminent between either player and the team. There is some distance between what the team is offering and what the players want. As restricted free agents, the deadline to sign them is December 1st. So we'll see how long this drags on and what happens there. But Zegras and Drysdale are both important parts of the future of the Anaheim Ducks. Not having them in the lineup would make a big difference. Having them in the lineup makes a huge difference. And so we'll see how long this goes and what job opportunities open up as a result of them not being out if this actually does start to affect the regular season. Sokolov, a depth forward for the Ottawa Senators, signs a two-way extension for a single year, $775,000 at the NHL level, $120,000 at the AHL level. Sokolov, a depth forward, but keep in mind with Pinto not being at training camp, this might open up a job for a guy like Sokolov. Maybe he gets into a fourth line spot as a result of Pinto not being there, and as I've mentioned, it may get Josh Bailey a job as well. So we'll see what the Sens end up doing. They don't have a ton of cap space right now, so getting a guy on league minimum, that makes some sense. And so all the best to Sokolov going forward with Ottawa. Kalen Addison has signed an extension with a cap-strapped Minnesota Wild. It's a one-year extension, $825,000. It is a very modest raise over what he was making last year. Offensively, very solid defenseman. Defensively, there's some issues, and that's been said to be the reason why Dean Evison was making him healthy scratch at points last year. So if Addison gets that defensive game rounded out, he should play more, probably get a ton of points, might be a huge bargain at $825,000, and then get himself a raise next summer. That would definitely be the case if he does have the kind of season this year that I think he can. So we'll see. Now we get into the tryouts, starting with Brett Ritchie. So Nick Ritchie got a tryout last week. Brett Ritchie gets a tryout this week. It's with Florida for Brett Ritchie. So Florida, a team with really good depth. We'll see if Ritchie earns himself a contract. And then for Detroit, Artem Anisimov, depth forward, gets a tryout with Detroit, as well as veteran goaltender Mike Hutchinson, who is a good third or fourth goaltender in your pecking order once you've got him. And so we'll see whether or not he earns himself a contract from Detroit, but I like those ones, so I figured I'd wear Grand Rapids, because honestly, if they sign Hutchinson, he likely ends up in Grand Rapids. Detroit with some goaltending depth right now. I like the move. I do. In Montreal, really liking depth. 72 players reportedly headed to camp for the Montreal Canadiens. 72. So I've seen 60, I've seen 65. I think 72 is the highest number I've seen. But again, the most contracts that you can have signed as a team is 50. So there's a lot of players that are going to be at this camp who do not have contracts. And so I would expect some hitting in practices that's maybe a little bit heavier than usual. I might expect some gloves to get dropped. Guys really doing whatever they can to get noticed by management and try to earn themselves a contract. So that makes for a fun training camp. And training camps, of course, again, opening this week, which means there's going to be a lot to report on, and I will be here to report on it when it happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.